So there's a little controversy that came out of Wisconsin this past week. And this past week, the Wisconsin DNR closed the first wolf season since 2014. And a total of 216 wolves had been trapped or hunted and checked in, essentially. So why the uproar? I've had articles sent to me from the UK and from Australia showing how the quota was exceeded by 82%. So let's dig into it a little bit, okay? So firstly, let's ask the question, where did the number come from? Where did the 200 quota number come from? So the Wisconsin commissioners are the people who make the regulations for game and fish in the state of Wisconsin, asked the DNR and their biologists to come up with a quota that would maintain population sustainability through time. And they used population models, they used the best available data, and Wisconsin has some great wolf data, especially coming out of 2020, where they established that the population was approximately 1,200 wolves in the state of Wisconsin. And the probability of confidence around that number ranged from like 953 animals to about 1,500 animals. So about 1,200 animals, wolves, are on the landscape in the state of Wisconsin. So to reel the clock back just a little bit more, if you go back to the federal ESA population objectives for Wisconsin, they listed it as 100 wolves in the state of Wisconsin/Michigan for that population to be delisted from ESA. If you remember, back in January, wolves were delisted from ESA and returned back to the states for management. As such, by law, the state of Wisconsin then had to institute a wolf hunt in the state. That's how we got to where we are today. So how was the quota split? The quota was split 119 wolves to the general hunting public, and based on a treaty with First Nation tribes in the state of Wisconsin, 81 tags of that quota were then allotted to the Indian tribes. As we understood it, because of the affiliation of the wolf to the Indian tribes in terms of being sacred, those 81 tags were not going to be fulfilled. I think that's a very important piece of the puzzle, is that of the 200, 81 were being set aside, that the indication was that those 81 were not going to be fulfilled. So in about 50 hours post the season opening, 216 wolves had been checked in. And the controversies of these articles said that the quota had been exceeded by 82%. So here's how I see it. The population objective from Fish and Wildlife Service was about 100 animals on the landscape. The state of Wisconsin has proposed a wolf population that's 3 times higher than that, about 350 animals on the landscape. The current population is 4 times higher than that, at about 1,200 animals. Could DNR have done better to limit the quota to 200 animals? Absolutely. Could they have put an instant text message notification in place to say that the quota had been met and any animals checked in post this time would be quote unquote illegal? Yes, absolutely. But did they exceed the quota by 82%? Based on my math, they only exceeded the quota by 8%. And here's my rationale for it. Is that a quota is the number of animals taken. If tags are not fulfilled, then the quota is not fulfilled. So if you knew the tags were not going to be filled, and you allotted 200 tags out there, and 216 animals were taken, did you truly go over the quota by 82%? Or did you only go over the quota by 8%? It's about a 10-time difference. Do not misconstrue me by saying that going over quota is a good thing. It is not a good thing. It is something that we totally disagree with. And I think DNR agrees. And DNR is going to put in place measures that are going to be more stringent in the future. One of the other things that the articles harp on is the fact that 216 wolves were killed in 50 hours. How is that possible? Well, it's possible because Wisconsin hasn't had a wolf season since 2014, so you've essentially had 6 years to scout. The practices used to hunt these animals were very efficient, very humane. And thirdly, you have a population of wolves that have never been predated on by humans. And so they have no fear of humans. I can guarantee you the next season is going to be a little harder than the first. I think the take-home message is this: we as hunters need to be proactive in looking at things that we do, like this scenario, and putting press out there, opinion pieces out there, article pieces out there that come from a hunting perspective but are very even-keeled in terms of its rhetoric. Should we have put articles out there saying, hey man, that was a bad thing that we exceeded the quota? Absolutely. But why don't we address it? Instead of waiting for the anti-hunters to address it and punch us in the mouth and kick us in the teeth, and then us come stumbling out of the closet and try to defend ourselves. That's what we want to do here at Blood Origins, but we need your help to be able to do it. Please support us. Consider joining the supporters program. That's just a very small way, the cost of a cup of coffee a month, to help us continue to push this message out and to do it more effectively and more efficiently and be able to get ahead of the train that's coming down the train tracks to derail this lifestyle that we love so much. Appreciate you.